Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today in another episode of Parcel Monitor's Unpacking series. So my name is Jiamin, and I'm the lead at Parcel Monitor, the leading platform for e-commerce logistics insights. With our studies and together with industry experts around the world, we hope to provide our community members with a platform to acquire knowledge and exchange insights about retail, e-commerce, and logistics. So today, we're extremely excited to have an AMA session with Jorrit, founder and CEO of ChannelEngine, to share his expertise on e-commerce marketplaces and unpack for us how businesses can set up and streamline their e-commerce operations for success. Based on all these 20 plus years of experience, so how has the e-commerce landscape evolved over the years, in your opinion?
Yeah, so you do see a lot of similarities as of the beginning because you have products, orders, consumers, and you just need to deliver on your promise online. So that hasn't changed. The biggest change has been that early on there were web shops just buying locally, selling locally. Then large retailers transitioned into e-commerce, and then marketplaces came up. And these marketplaces started expanding. Typically, in many regions, you saw the local heroes marketplace that focused on one country, and then a lot of small web shops started selling on these marketplaces, and that gradually shifted towards the suppliers. So the distributors and the wholesalers started to sell on the marketplaces, and now you see more and more shifts towards brands going direct to consumer and also doing it at a more global level. So it isn't bound to one country or the neighboring countries. It's really a strategic play, and we see more and more huge brands coming on board and doing this strategically. So where a couple of years ago you saw some companies just trying out on Amazon, just putting all their products there and then hoping for the best. Now it's a strategic choice. Which marketplace do you use? Which regions are you going into and doing it well? We've had a period where company said, well, we have one or two interns and they can run everything with marketplaces, but now it's a more strategic choice, part of boardroom discussions, and it's necessary as well because people start their product search on marketplaces and not just Google. And even if you search in Google, you will find marketplaces. So it's essential to do this well.
That's really interesting. I love the first answer about nothing has changed when it comes to delivering the right products, correct products to your consumer. I think that is I think that's great. And of course, I think that it's super interesting for us because throughout our years here at Parcel Monitor, we also see how brands went into the marketplace strategy, and then suddenly there was a D2C wave, although it's been around for a while now. And then there's also a reversion back into marketplaces, of course, is omni-channel. So very interesting evolution there. So of course, there's some questions related to that later on from the community. So really looking forward to really unpacking those later on. So thanks for
Yeah,
sharing,
sure.
Jorrit. So here's the question that says, based on your experience, Jorrit, what are the top 3 factors business owners should consider before launching their e-commerce operations?
Yeah, so the first factor is make sure it's a strategic choice and not just test it on just Amazon. A lot of companies say, well, marketplace is Amazon, just put products there and hope for the best. On Amazon, you have 600 million products to compete against. So if you don't do it well, you will not succeed. So make a good selection. So if you're in fashion, and go on marketplaces like Zalora, Zalando, etc. ASOS, Farfetch. If you have other products, go into specific niche marketplaces as well. Make a good selection of regions where you can deliver well. So it needs to be management buy-in to do it, get the resources, build a good team to do it, automate well, and then last part, super important, logistics. If you don't have your logistics covered, either through 3PLs, your own warehouses fully integrated, then you will not succeed on marketplaces because they have very strict measures on deliverability, cancellations, etc. So if you don't automate it well and you don't ship well, your seller ranking will go down and you will not succeed. So basically, do it well from the get-go. Assemble a team and work with good providers to do it.
Cool. Okay. Thanks, Jorrit. Short and sweet. And I think you raised something quite interesting that that I would like to hijack in a bit. So I think you mentioned a bit on logistics operations and marketplaces having these requirements, right? Can you share a bit more about that?
Yeah, sure. If you go into marketplaces, basically like normal e-commerce, what you say on the site, you should be delivering on. So if you say it's in
Mm,
stock, it should be in stock, which means you need to automate it well if you sell on multiple platforms. And
mm,
your warehouse needs to be connected, and you should be able to deliver it very quickly. So you can always leverage the combination of marketplace fulfillment. Amazon's the most important, most famous one, fulfilled by Amazon, but many other marketplaces have fulfillment solutions as well. Make sure that works well together with your own logistics. And if you ship it in time, also send the track trace information back so the marketplace can measure it. Because if you don't do that, you will get a bad seller rating. If you do it well, you get a high
mm.
seller rating. And the higher your seller rating, the higher your chances of selling the product, because you can win the buy box if you have competition on the same product, or you will be higher prioritized in the search rankings.